You must have heard about traditional artists, right? And digital artists too. But have you ever heard about UX illustrators? Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Ben, a digital illustrator based in Jakarta, Indonesia. My parents and friends who are not familiar with UI UX are confused about what I've been doing for the past 6 years. I have had a hard time explaining it to them, so let's delve into the world of UX illustrations. I promise to try to explain it in an easy way. Back in prehistoric times, humans painted inside caves, some even depicting gods. But in modern times like now, what is the purpose of the illustrations? Nowadays, there are numerous needs for illustrations such as storyboarding, children's books, painting, mascots, and the list goes on. But there is one new role that isn't widely known among other illustrator roles, which is UX illustrator. Or you could say UI UX illustrator. Before we talk about UX illustrator, we need to understand that this role is part of UI UX design, where the function of the illustrations is to enhance the app's appearance and embody the brand or app's persona. If you recall old smartphones from around 2006, most of the apps were very straightforward, mostly text-based, and frankly, quite boring, right? But fast forward almost 20 years, your smartphone now boasts a computer processor capable of handling better graphics. This is where design comes in, making app appear more lively and imbued with personality. Now, let's focus on the illustrations aspect. You're probably familiar with traditional artists or illustrators. I won't dwell on that too much, but most traditional artists use traditional mediums like paper, canvas, oil, watercolor, pencils, and so on. Moving on to digital illustrators, they primarily use computers, drawing tablets, or iPads. But here's the thing, UI UX is part of the digital realm. So what sets digital illustrators and UX illustrators apart? The main difference lies in the role itself. Any artist or illustrator can be a UX illustrator for sure. A traditional or digital artist is the person behind the role. It's just a matter of how they use or operate the tools. The role could encompass being a children's book illustrator, a storyboarder, a freelance illustrator, and so on. Whereas the UX illustrator specifically works on the creating illustrations for an app. So, what does a UX illustrator do? Do they just draw? Yes, of course. But it's not just about drawing. They aim to communicate with the user or the person using the app. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are using a banking app to make an offline payment and there's a long line behind you. Suddenly, the app crashes and displays a vague error message. Now, you are under pressure with the queue and the people behind you are getting impatient, asking, "What's taking so long?" You feel frustrated, right? Perhaps even canceling your order and leaving the store. This is where the UX illustrator steps in. As part of the user experience, they create illustrations or stories to calm users in such situations. There are various approaches a UX illustrator can take. In the scenario mentioned, they could incorporate calming illustrations or provide directions for users to take actions, such as featuring a mascot, gesturing to assist users to guiding them to contact a representative for help. If the app encounters errors due to a lack of internet connection, the illustrator could depict instructions to turn on mobile data or connect to Wi-Fi. There are countless scenarios, and as a UX illustrator, you must understand how users feel and provide solutions. This is what constitutes a good user experience, an app that is not only functional but also helpful. As part of the UX design team, UX illustrators also need to grasp the research process. Conducting research is a crucial step in creating a seamless user journey. In UX, you can conduct A/B testing with users to gather data on which options are better. Now, you might be wondering what is A/B testing? Let me explain it in simple terms. A/B testing involves presenting users with different design options, labeled as option A or option B, for instance, and collecting data to determine which option is preferred. As a UX illustrator, you aren't the decision maker. You must follow the data because you are designing or illustrating for users, not yourself. Let's move into how UX illustrations can contribute to a company, especially in the realm of business. Here's an example from my own experience while working at the tech company in Jakarta. Keep in mind that this example might not apply to every company or situation, but it's illustrative nonetheless. One issue faced by a ride-hailing company was frequent cancellations by drivers, resulting in reduced income. During our research to identify the problem, we discovered that drivers lacked motivation to accept orders. Some didn't want food orders, others avoid logistics orders, and so forth. How did we address the issue? The illustrations team collaborated with product designers, interactions designers, researchers, and writers to devise a solution, a new feature called badges, specifically for drivers. The response from drivers was overwhelmingly positive. They felt a sense of pride upon earning badges by accepting more orders, and they proudly showcased them to fellow drivers, sparking a ripple effect where others also aim to achieve the same badges. Consequently, order cancellations dramatically decreased as drivers felt more incentivized to accept orders. This in turn led to increased revenue for the company, demonstrating the tangible business impact that illustrations can have. This is just one example of many ways in which an illustrations team can positively impact a company's bottom line. So, I hope my explanation is easy enough for you to digest. For those who wants to try your luck in UX Illustrator, know that you have a basic understanding of the skill required for UX Illustrator. You aim to create an app that doesn't feel robotic, ensuring users feel assisted, comfortable, and enjoy using the app. However, not all apps require a UX Illustrator because they already fulfill their function and users know how to operate them intuitively. And it depends on how the company wants to portray its image to users, whether it's fun or serious. Okay, if you like this kind of content and want more info about UX Illustrator, or maybe if you have things that what I should talk about, please write a comment down there. That's about it. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. See you in the next video.